lottery. They just want something for doing nothing. In fact, write that one down. People who want something for doing nothing. People who just want something for doing nothing. Just help me, help me, help me. How? Get involved. Money is a slave of value. Let me put it here. People who want something without nothing. People who want something without nothing. They just want to get something for nothing. Help me, help me, help me. How? I'm broke, I'm poor. We poor masses. Nobody is helping us. Life is hard. Life is unbearable. We are frustrated. Why would you define yourself like a victim? No matter what you are passing through, don't define yourself a victim because you're a victor. So, this is the kind of, when people begin to see society and culture accepting people who want something for doing nothing, it's a problem. It's a matter of concern because what kind of generation are you producing? That is why I have concern about people that are comfortable with lack, with poverty. And you shouldn't be comfortable with poverty. It's not your birthright. Poverty is not your family. It's not your. You don't born from Vogero. It's not your birthright. It's not your. It's not your family thing. So it's not holding poverty with two hands as if it's your birthright. Your poverty in Nonyan. You know, leave poverty for me. It's our thing. No, it's not your thing. But I will tell you why most of you accepted the life you are living. Because it's not your fault. I know those men that colonize us. The conspiracy. I will give you some brief of history very soon. So because I told you your mystery is in your history. And if you want to understand the concept of wealth, leadership, it's in the history. So the history of wealth is a mystery of wealth. So before you now say, why am I actually asking? Ask yourself question, how did our parents hand over this leadership to us? That people are now they want wealth, they want position without principles, they want to occupy. How can somebody collect billions of naira that was meant for road construction, for electricity, for water, for the improvement of the commons of the people, and the person squander the money only by himself? That is the problem. What is leadership error? Tell on leadership error. Tell on leadership mistake. Nobody served them to show them what a true leader looks like. So they don't even know. If they see one, they cannot recognize it's one. Because the concept of leadership has been abused, misused. You know, that is the problem. How can somebody, they gave money to go and renovate a primary school where students will be learning? The roof is leaking and they collect the money. And where will the students sit down to learn? They want for teachers' pension, gratuity, they will consume the money because nobody taught them leadership. And it's a big problem. So we have to start discussing that at our level so that by the time opportunity comes, your opportunity will locate you. Tell anybody, amen. Opportunity will locate you very soon. So you will not go there ignorantly step into a seat of leadership without not assuming responsibility and authority, and to be responsible to that which was committed to your hand. So number 4, if you are still with me, shall I? Aye. Okay. Leaders, knowledge without character. Knowledge without character. Knowledge without character is a problem. Knowledge without character. Knowledge. A leader can come and speak better English. If English no be here, you'll be inspired by his political speech, inaugural speech, politicking speech, campaign speech. Campaign speech. They will come and in fact, as they talk finish, you find Gary knack for the speech, swallow. As you know soup, you just carry fufu, arrange them for the guy's speech. They swallow because he has some level of knowledge, but he lacks character. Tell no character. You give him money, he disappear. You give him opportunity, he disappear. But the guy can speak. He speak for Africa. That's the kind of leaders we have. So those of them that are not true leaders, they lack content of character. Okay, business. We are looking for. They do business without morality. Number 5, business without morality. Business without morality. Business without morality. No morals again. No morals again. No good. No morals. Morals gone. Bad behavior, bad ethics, bad attitude. No morals. They don't even have iota of truth. They just wallow the money. Like yesterday, I had analysis of Alhaji Ali Dangote Cement. The last year they did about 3.5 trillion naira, and they made over 1 trillion naira in profit for the first time in the history of Dangote Cement last year. The analysis is on the stock market exchange rate. So they now start to discuss how we arrive at that. So many pulling between the lines. we're chopping money, chopping plenty money. The level conscience don't disappear. Oh. There is no conscience. They just think that is their best right. You know, in this part of the world, when people enter seat of government or power, politics, church, village, they sit in the seat of the church. No retirement. Now me could become GO. Now me could become pastor, priest, bishop. No retirement. They will retire everybody. They will not retire themselves. Even in company, even in government. I know people that reduce their age just become permanent secretary. They reduce, nothing to reduce again. People remain in government, in politics, in army, military, navy. These kind of things we have. And your children is watching. I want to see what we learn faster by observation. Tell neighbor, neighbor. We learn faster by observation. If I'm a businessman, I own a carpentry job, I own a tailoring place, I own a welding, I'm a farmer, and people come to find me, I tell my boy, they always want to came in, but I tell the person I'm not around. I'm teaching the boy now. What is the boy will do? When he opens his own place, he will also do the same thing. Yes or yes? In your monkey see, monkey do. Business without morality. And yet do your okay. Try. You cannot be the empire. Forget about it. Forget about it. Let me just stop. Let me just write. No empire for you. In fact, as in they go bury that man. After they bury, I give the man 3 months. They'll forget about the man. Pata, because nothing to remind him. Science without humanity. Number 6. Science without humanity. Okay? Worship without sacrifice. Worship without sacrifice. So, you see, I love my God, but you cannot sacrifice your personal pleasure and zip your trouser as a leader of a church, of a family, of a business, of a enterprise, organization, community. Every fine girls for your community, you want tidy all of them. Every fine boys, you want now for you. I don't understand. For the church, you be a master. You be head of Sunday school. You be head of youth. Now those fine ones be fine. So how do you want to? Okay, after you don't the thing finish, I want come church, come preach. Some people get mind though. That, I don't even know what to give them mind. As what they give people mind, I don't understand. As in they mind too much. They still get mind, go home mind. They don't fear God though. Now I like those days when you say if person if you do God something, thunder go strike you, just back. But today, the mercy of the God is sufficient. Oh, God is good. God knows that like human being. Someone like me now, I'm gonna carry the white. So they cannot lead you, they cannot handle anything for you to lead. Guys, you go down I forget that I don't understand. That's when you can one day on your phone. As in they hand over small leadership position for you. Maybe they can even build empire, just small group of prayer band, small group of choir member, small group of Sunday school, small group of youth. Even leave church in your community, they just give you small counselor, small chairman, small leader of cooperative, small leader of organization. Now you don't carry shoulder pad. Put them they carry them for up. You nobody talk to you again. You just no character, no attitude, no nothing. So you see, the challenging part is that true leaders are concerned and focused on purpose, calling principles, and are interested in the progress of the people, not just taking advantage of the people. Principles that will violate and their standard, they will never break. They will hold on to principles that will increase them. Okay, let me do something like this that will make my class interesting, because I'll talk about how to build a strong business without immorality as a leader. I will talk about, but there's no way you appreciate what I will talk about without not talking about the things that really concern me and you that we can relate with. This is why in some families, most husbands don't allow the boy that is a man to come. And some women will not allow the house girl that is a woman to come because their husband is a suspect. You cannot live in with the house girl and go to market and come back in peace. Because the guy couldn't get waka in Bobby they hear English. So their wife say, instead to get house help, make we day alone. In fact, I will do everything, I will wash, I will clean. Because this is my husband. will not trust them. Just small leader will just lead a woman and 2 children. Wahala for marketplace. In fact, you cannot even lead. It's a problem. You are fighting, you are beating. I don't understand where you came from. Maybe we need to take it to a psychiatric hospital where mad people used to stay. Maybe something psychologically, one knot is missing. So we need to find that knot and put it back. Some good knot, when you drive bicycle for village, one knot means you don't check up, they make noise. So you think I'm the bicycle, if I want to put down, that's it be. So let's begin to look at. Let me do something. Let me just do some things about this politics versus true leader. So when I put it down, and we can start discussing what it. I will give you some history about the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, where we inherited this kind of leaders that you see today without, and they now hand over to us, and they came to us in Africa. Our leadership structure was very, very strong. Those days, if you see person goat, in fact, it's just like stealing the village drum. You cannot play it in the village. There's no place. The problem is not stealing the drum. Our ancestors, our kings, our royalty, we have a way that bad thing could not happen in the village. But they bring this one, gonna give us. They abolish our own and then bring the install their own. That is the colonization. The problem of all these things we see is because of the way we were all colonized. And it's a big problem because some people don't believe that you can be a leader. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. So we can talk about how to build a strong character that will sustain your empire. Let me do politicians versus a true leader. So that by the time politicians versus true leader. So two of them are true, but most of them. So we'll draw a table like this and put the politicians focus on politicians focuses on, and true leader focuses on. Okay, I wish I have water here. Just go and get water for yourself. Okay, focuses on. Okay, number one, programs. They focus on programs. White elephant programs. True leaders focus on vision, progress. They focus on vision. They focus on purpose. They focus on progress. They focus on peace. They focus on productivity, progress. They focus on productivity and productivity. Productivity. Okay. Number two, they focus on securing the next election, securing the next generation, securing the next election, focusing on the next generation. Okay. Focusing on preoccupied with promises. Focusing on preoccupied promises. Preoccupied promises. Okay. Focusing on purpose. I'm repeating that again, but no problem. If I win the next election, I'll create jobs. I'll reduce your tax. There will be free education, free tuition. I will tar this road. I'll give electricity. They're all promises. And what if they don't fulfill the promise? What if, I'm just saying, politics is for sale. Because it's for statement. Politics is for sale. Politics is for sale. It's for sale. The highest bidder is for sale. It's for statement. Men that will say, it's up to thee, it's up to me. King Solomon left the company and he was fired from the company. Saul was fired before he left the company. King Solomon, God fired him, but he was still on the throne. So many leaders have been fired, but they're still there. So I want to give a brief history. Not really for me, give it to her. Give her one, thank you. Give her one. Yeah, give her one. Just give her one. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, the thing is that we can do more, and we will do more, and we are sure we're going to get to the top. But if we have the right principles and philosophies and ideologies that will help us to become this, we want to sustain our outcomes and results as leaders in my family, in my business, in my enterprise, to become a person worthy of emulation, to be a person worthy of influence and impact. We'll create the world. If all of us are living at different places with the correct knowledge And we have what we call luck. Luck means learning under correct knowledge. So if you learn under correct knowledge, people just see us as luck, that we are lucky. Oh, you're lucky you married a good wife. You're lucky you have the right people. It's not luck. We are deliberate and intentional to follow some principles, because the world we live is by principle, rules, and laws. There are laws that governs everything. There are principles that governs everything. There are rules that governs everything. So once we learn what it is not and what it is, we'll focus on what it is. And remember, whatever you focus on expands. So let me give a brief history. The Roman Empire is the source of the modern day leadership. What we see today as politics, democracy was from the Roman Empire. And the Greek was source of Roman Empire. The Greek was the one who invented the word democracy. And then the word was democratia. And this was the word they translated today in the modern world as democracy. So Greek, where the Greek thinkers like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle formulated the philosophies of leadership that create the democracy we are expressing today. So the Greek way are human, are thinkers of history. So Greek were the one that invented all these thinking philosophies. But the problem was that the Roman Empire actually conquered them and did not destroy their library. How did it happen? Greek Empire was known for its library. Greek, they have a lot of libraries. They're writing their philosophies, the Aristotle, the Plutos, the Socrates, and all of them. When the Roman Empire invented the Greece, the Roman Empire soldiers was told not to touch the library. So these guys, they will build a massive library, documentation, writing philosophies, theories, the study of human behavior. And then when the Roman empires, the soldiers fight and conquer them, the Caesar, of course, told them not to touch the library. So what happened? The Roman emperor studied the Greek library and chose knowledge that will favor him to rule the people. So the Romans were Greek in their mind, in their head, in their thinking, and were Romans in fighting in their military work. So the Romans had so much energy, so much military, of course, military missiles and instruments or work they used to work. So they're very strong people, but they never had the knowledge, the thinking, the philosophy. So the Greek have it. So since they conquer the Greek, they took their library, they study, they consume. So in their mind, they were Greek. In their hands, they were the Roman Empire. So what happened was that the Europe that colonized us, that were from the Roman Empire. So the Roman Empire were not destroyed. They were not destroyed because they were so powerful and so strong that nobody in the world was able to destroy them. They were only destroyed by their homosexuality, immorality was what destroyed them. Caesar, the king. Caesar is a title, meaning the son of the gods, who ruled the world at that time. Out of 14 Caesars, 12 of them were homosexual, and their favorites were in boys, in men. So because of that, their kingdom was destroyed, and we have what we see today as the France, the Belgium, the Spain. So this was the fragmentation of when the Roman Empire was destroyed. So the Roman Emperor was the only one who ruled the whole world. They were very strong from Africa to part of anywhere in the world, but because of their immorality, that's all about building a business without immorality. But when there's immorality in the whole system, the system will corrupt, it will eat itself. It's called self-destructive bug. There's a bug that destroys itself, just like putting one mango or one apple that is bad into the midst of other apple. It's no distant time that apple will destroy other apples. Agree with me? Yes or yes? So I'm giving a history why we arrive at this kind of leaders who lack character, who lacks, what did it happen? I'm going to show you how it happened, so that when you understand the history of these things, it will help you to start to say, wow, so I can do better by changing my philosophy. I can do better by achieving, having a different knowledge that supersedes the old one that I was thinking I'm small, I'm a victim, I'm only good for begging, I'm only good at receiving, not as giving. So the Roman Empire broke into different pieces. We have the Europe, the British, the France, the Belgium, the Spain, etc. We're all interested in colonizing the rest part of the world. So the kingdom expands not because of the glory, but because they took glory in their territory. So, and that point was what gave birth to agricultural age. So what happened was that the economy was succeeding by the number of farmlands you can cultivate. So they choose Africa as a durable and strong people who can help them in farmland. When the leaders of Greek, that leads to the Roman Empire, which to the modern country today, discover Africa, they have those philosophers row three most important thing that I'm going to talk today, that is the result of the way we are leading people today. And that is a major problem. So I will call it leadership misconception. So let's put it that. So it's from these guys we call the Greek that leads to the Roman Empire that brought this leadership misconception that made people go into power, and all they are thinking about is not the people. All they are thinking about is myself, my I, and they are not leaving impact. I call the leadership misconception. Leadership misconception. I'll give it three of them. Number one, leaders is a product of nature endowment. That's what they're teaching. Leadership is a product of nature's endowment. How do I put it? Is it natural endowment? Okay. Product of nature endowment. So, okay, maybe I'll have to write the three of them first, and then we'll start explaining them. So let me write the three of them. Leadership is a product of birth traits. Leadership is a product of birth traits. So there are some traits when they see in people, they know, oh, this one was born to be a leader. This one was it. So they try to change these things. And number three, let me write three of them first. Leadership is a product of providence, destined to follow or lead. Leadership is a product of providence. That's a product of providence, destined to follow or lead. That is, God choose those who will lead and those who will be servants. Let me write it like this. That God, they believe that God choose those who will lead and those who will serve, and those who will serve, as in servants, bracket open servants. So that is what happened. So the good news is that there are, I will not start explaining them one by one. I have just 3 minutes more. So I don't know where to start from. Okay, let me just, maybe tomorrow I'll give you the notes, but I will stop here. Let me just explain a few things here. So tomorrow you take all the notes. Now, the challenging thing is that, first and foremost, the Greek Empire, who was conquered by the Roman Empire, who gave birth to the new economic world that we have that came to Africa, they believe, number one, that there are some traits when you see in a human being, those nature have chosen them to lead some people. So those with light skin, with big hair, blue, I'll give you all the notes. So they started telling them, anywhere you go in the world, you are meant to lead. Those with black skin, that there's animals, that's why they see them, they brought out as slaves without conscience, because they believe deep down that they were meant to lead and some were meant to serve us. So the traits, I'll mention the trait tomorrow, that it is God. They started preaching that if you see somebody with this, God chose them to lead. And you know what they do? With that mindset, they start teaching, start preaching. So that's why he came to us today, that someone will sit down and say, I cannot be a president. I cannot be a counselor. I cannot be a millionaire. I was not trained to lead. I was not born to lead. My own is always poor. We're always being the poor people. Where do you get it from? Because someone told you that when you're growing up, that your family cannot lead. That there are some people that are the leading class, some are the poorest class. Who told you that philosophy took you from this misconception? That you are not meant to. That's why somebody else wake up, he will not even give it his best. He accepted defeat before the fight. Who has ever accepted defeat before a fight and succeed? Nobody. You want to play a football match and you just conclude that you will lose the match. You never play the match, you will never win that match. Anything, before you go into a business, you already believe that I will not succeed. You've not even engaged in it. You've not even tried. You've not even given it your best. You've not even given what it takes. You already believe that nobody is equal. That's why will you I don't understand. Why will you even think that that you will not succeed. It's because of this leadership misconception. I have like 4 pages to 5 pages of notes for you. But now we start analyzing some traits, some behavior, some character, where this thing came from, you'll be so shocked that you are more than enough. Touch yourself, say, I am more than enough. Touch say, I'm a victor.
I'm a victor.
Touch yourself, say, I'm a success.
I'm a success.
Touch yourself, say, I am significant.
I'm significant.
Touch yourself, say, I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire.
Touch yourself, I'm a millionaire creator.
I'm a millionaire creator.
That is the best we can take today. I just wish I don't even go into the note because I know it will not come out. It's that I just drop the 3 bullets and then tomorrow I add flesh to the skeleton. It will make a lot of sense. So all the online community, don't get involved in a business without a mentor. Mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shore of mentor will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. Have a wonderful day. That's the way we can take today. Shalom.